Hey, everybody, come on in the house. Come on in the house. Welcome to Love Coach Sessions. I'm your host, Coach Kel, Love Coach Kel, and this is Love Coach Sessions. We got a good show today for us to talk about, and this is a good topic, and we're talking about, should you go on a second date? All right. Look, I decided to do these shows really because like some of this stuff I feel like doesn't get talked about enough. There's not enough emphasis on like really analyzing situations. And so sometimes we go back into bad situations knowing it's bad and things never get any better because they started bad. So I think that these kind of shows are relevant and they will be important. If not now, they will be important for the future. You can bet on that. So welcome to Love Coach Sessions, you guys. Look, we got the chat room is wide open. If you want to hop in the chat room, you want to add your 2 cents, I'm all for it. I'm not the guy who comes up and tries to know it all. Like I learned from the audience and I learned from the people that I worked with. I've learned more from the people that I work with than I learned at school, taking all those classes and paying for all those books. Okay. So this is how I learn and how I share. All right. So also, if you're catching this on the replay, type down below your comment as far as what your thoughts are on this topic, and then we will respond as soon as we can. All right. So let's get into it, you guys. Today we're talking about the second date. Now, second date, let's talk about it. You have decided upon before the first date, you went out, maybe you made a connection and said, you know what, let's meet. Let's go out. Let's go have coffee. Let's go take a walk in the park, which is what I suggest. Coffee, walk in the park. I don't suggest any heavy situations for the first meeting. You're getting to know somebody. I saw a meme, and the guy says you should spend $300 on your date, on the first date to make a good impression. I said, yeah, you're gonna make an impression, all right, as a somebody who's full of money and willing to give it away, as a fool, and some of the comments down below on that was like, well, what they say, it's not tricking if you got it. A couple of people said that. Somebody else said, well, it depends on what your money is like. If you got, if you rolling in dough, $300 it might be like lunch to you, so it's no big deal. I still disagreed with all of that because you are leading with your wallet. Come on, you guys. Look, you're leading with your wallet. And if you lead with your wallet, the person you're with is going to follow your wallet. Okay? Because you're setting the tone. Everything sets the tone. The very first conversation sets the tone. The very first meeting sets the tone. And so you are creating a tone. I always believe that you teach people how you treat you teach people how to treat you, and you teach them by how you treat yourself. Okay? If you treat yourself like dirt, it's easy for you to accept someone else treating you like dirt. But if you treat yourself special, they will get the hint that you value yourself and you will only accept special treatment because you only give yourself special treatment. Some people want special treatment and they don't treat themselves special. So they couldn't possibly treat other people special because it's not in them, right? And so I believe that if you're going to treat somebody special, you gotta, like if you want somebody to treat you special, treat yourself special first. And that seems to work. So let's talk about it. You're on the second date now. You decided, you know what? We went on the first date and the person asked you, hey, what do you think about going out again soon? And you said yes. Now, before we actually go on the second date, let's do an evaluation. Okay? When you met the person, this is important to you guys. I hope somebody need to be taking notes on this one. When you met the person, what was the initial feeling that you had? Okay. A lot of times, you guys, your gut will tell you something about a person, and your heart will be like, oh no, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm over analyzing. You know, sometimes your heart would be like, you know what? Your gut would be like, yes, this is good. But your mind, your heart might be like, oh, but I don't want to have to go through getting to know somebody else all over again. This is so tiresome. I don't know. Right? So, but I'm suggesting that you go with your gut. If your gut said that this person is good, is somebody good to spend some time around, then check mark on the good side, on the second date side. If your gut in that initial meeting said, "Uh-oh, this person is trouble," I'm not gonna say this guy because sometimes it's women too. This person is trouble. Check that on the no second date side. Okay. Let's say so you get to the date, you guys meet, you talk. Is there conversation that is easy to have? Is it easy to talk to them? Are they respectful to listen to you, and you are respectful to listen to them? If yes, check second date side. If no, check no date side, no second date side. Okay. Are they able to kind of could you see spending time with them a little longer? Like, are they easy to be around? Are they easy to talk to? Are they do you feel calm in their presence? This is what the gut, this is about that gut, you guys. Do you feel calm in their presence? Do you feel comfortable in their presence? I'm telling you, this thing, intuition, we ignore it sometimes, but it's strong, and it can get stronger as you chisel it down and work on it and utilize it, right? How do you feel in their presence overall when they're talking to you? Do you feel comfortable? Is it light? Is it do they have a presence about them that makes you want to be around them even more? If yes, check off second date side. If no, check off no second date side. Okay. If you got to the meal, let's say you guys did decide to go out to dinner. Okay. What was your feeling about the conversation at dinner? And how did that go? Was the exchange the way that you like it? Now, I know some women like to go Dutch on the first date, so they feel like nobody owes anybody anything. That's a good strategy. So, did you go, if you decide to go Dutch? How'd that work out? Now, I like for a guy to pay for the first time. You know, it's because I also like for a guy to plan for the first time. You know, when you're going out on a date, I believe that the guy should plan for what is going to happen on the date, right? I think a guy should plan where you go, right? Now, he should probably, in the conversation, pick up on cues, like ask, like, are you allergic to anything? You know, because you don't want to take it to Red Lobster or some high end place to eat, and she's allergic to shellfish. That's not going to work, right? So I think that a guy should ask, do you have any are you allergic to anything? Do you have anything that makes you make me things you just don't like? Like, let's say the person doesn't eat pork, right? You don't want to take them to some pork roast place with the best barbecue in town. No, you don't want to do that. So you ask, I believe a guy should ask, right? And then creatively create the date. So the question is, ladies, how much creativity? If a man asks you on the date, how much creativity went into going on this date? Did he just think of all this stuff at the last minute? Is he only relying on you and what you want? Now, sometimes you have to tell a guy, because listen, things have changed, y'all. You know, once upon a time, a guy would set up a whole date, but now a lot of times women be like, "You're not considering me. I like to be asked." Whereas some women just like set it up, take care of everything. Okay. So you should have that conversation. Okay. So you finished dinner, you guys hung out, spent time together. What's the vibe that you got from the person? Does he or she seem like somebody that you would like to spend more time with after the date? Check yes if they do. Check no if they do not. All right. So you add up all these checks. Add up all these checks on the go out again side. Add up all these checks on the no second date side, right? If the no second date side is bigger than the second date side, don't go. Now, I've seen people go on a second date that they knew wasn't going anywhere. They knew that they didn't necessarily like the person. They knew that the vibe was off. But because the person asked them out to a new restaurant, you're essentially going for the food. All right. You're going for the food, which is wrong. Here's the thing, guys, and I'm going to say this to the ladies. Ladies, it is wrong for you to go out with a person that you know you don't like to take advantage of his resources. Just because he invites you to some restaurant you've always wanted to go to, that doesn't mean you should say yes. If you don't feel him, if you're not you guys are not vibing and it's not going well, it is wrong of you to say yes to a second date. Okay? Fellas, if you're listening, if you know that the vibe is off, you know that she's not your kind of woman, don't waste any more time. Do not waste any more resources on somebody who is not right for you. None. Cut it short. Look, I don't care if you're in the middle of the date and you're like the conversation and the vibe and the attitude is off. You know what? Cut it off. Cut it short. Cut the date short and say, you know what? I could see that this isn't really going to be a good fit. I tell you what, let me get you an Uber. Make sure you get home and enjoy your night. Let's go our separate ways. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look, you are not stuck with anybody. Even if you agreed to go on the date, if it ain't right, say, you know what? It wasn't right. Maybe we could just be friends. Maybe we could just stay in each other's world. Or maybe you don't need it. Maybe that really is it. And that's the end of the story for you guys. Never be afraid to end the story. Because it's your story, your time, and your life. And if the person can't get with that, then too bad. And you move right along. All right. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this. I want to hear what you have to say. And we'll leave the comment section wide open for you guys to drop your comments on this. But I want to hear what you had to say. Should there be a second date? How do you know there should be a second date? For me, I just gave you all the reasons. You go down the check marks, a second date versus no second date, and you decide what it's going to be. All right. All right, you guys. Till next time. Peace and love. Bye.